This was a great session because I think you had a technology provider in a panel, somebody talking about the technology advantages, the risks maybe, complexity, but also somebody representing the automotive industry, more from a practical perspective, talking about what autonomous mobility could mean for them, Stellantis in this case. So basically a forum or a discussion that brought both worlds together. Fantastic.
Today's session was really insightful. I really like that you bring together different players from the industry, because like for the keynote it's always one perspective, but like if you kind of have panels, you see really a discussion emerging. And I think especially interesting was the insight on the European market and like how we perceive ADAS systems and like on the customer perception, and that we need to kind of keep up with safety to really kind of align the interests of the customer and really think customer first. That was my main take of the session.
The keys for accessibility, safety and social acceptation of autonomous vehicle is earning trust from the customers. And how do we earn trust from customers? It's by letting them experience autonomous vehicle. As soon as you experience autonomous vehicle, you trust it, and then we can deploy it.
I really approach a lot of the broader public, because this also increases acceptance in the society, because if a lot of people can benefit from autonomous vehicles, so that it's not only luxury or convenience offering, but it's really something that a lot of people can benefit from, and then they're also much more open to accept this new technology because they can benefit from it.
I think the second point is through education, showing the public that statistically it's much safer, and also through educational events to show that the autonomous driving is not only safe, it's also much more comfortable, it's accessible, and I think through both, we'll have more people to enjoy it.
Freedom of mobility means to me that individuals have access to education, economic opportunities, and social opportunities that give them the ability to thrive in their lives. That means not just car ownership, that means everything, any form that it takes. It could be regulations, it could be visas, because the Freedom of Mobility Forum is actually a global discussion, and we need to think about cars as just being part of that solution.
So freedom of mobility means for me that, in fact, mobility as such is always serving another purpose. So we want to get to school, we want to get to work, we want to get medical treatment. And so therefore freedom of mobility means for me that everyone can use mobility to get access to all of these really essential things of our lives.
Freedom of the mobility for me is really having better and easier access to the mobility. And it's also about the form factor of the vehicle. Because we are taking out the space for the driver, we can design the interior of the vehicle to be more accessible for example, for handicapped people, for blind people to enjoy, because we can have a much bigger space to put a wheelchair and all that. So I think the autonomous mobility will be a good solution for the freedom of mobility.